This episode is sponsored by Village Me Vintage Boutique, where fashion is a mood and no mood is ever the same. I can attest that the goodies at Village Me Vintage are it. Tia, the owner, was actually a guest on the podcast in season 1, and she has proudly been taking my coins since her shop opened 3 years ago. Head on over to villagemevintage.com to make an online purchase, or if you're in the Coral Springs area, Florida that is, visit the shop at 7522 Wiles Road. No matter how you shop, make sure you use that discount code TINGS, all caps, at checkout for 10% off your first order. Now let's get into the episode.
You're tuned in to the Tingz podcast. You know the frequency.
Insert bittersweet tears here. Parting with February is such sweet sorrow. It pains me to leave the best month behind. But oh, the joy of the birds being back outside my window, and the slightly increasing temperatures, and the coming of daylight savings time, which falls on March 14th, by the way. Speaking of the 14th, that's a great segue into today's topic. Amidst all the many celebratory days in the second month of the year, we have Valentine's Day, which makes people think about the relationships they're in, or want to be in, or need to escape. Anxiety all around for those who really give a shit, or really don't give a shit about the day. As I mentioned on my IG feed on that day, I personally don't subscribe to it heavily, but I'm also never going to turn away any kind words, gifts, or acts of kindness. I asked my followers how they felt about the wannabe holiday, and one follower, shout out to Island Girl 1943, said, quote, "The original holiday is based on women being auctioned at a Roman fertility festival. So the repression is a no for me. I do celebrate self-love every day. And like you, I don't turn down a good gift." End quote. That's right, sis. I heard you. I heard you all the way. So, story time. Every Valentine's Day, I can't help but think back to a story about a 19-year-old freshman girl who called herself running around Connecticut Post Mall buying gifts for this massive gift bag she wanted to give to somebody's son. Somebody's son that she agreed to be in a situationship with a couple months prior. When V-Day came, her senses kicked into gear, and she decided that instead of giving these gifts to this woman's child, she gave some of the items away to her friends. She also kept some of them for herself, and she held on to a few remaining items until a more respectable calendar date came about, i.e. his birthday or Christmas. The fuck I look like, what she look like presenting shit to some child running around campus trying to sow his teenage oats. I'm so glad she saved face and made that decision, because he sure enough didn't get her a damn thing for Valentine's Day. Oh, what it is to be young and dumb. And that dumbness lasted far too long. And I'm talking 2.5 years shy of a decade long. But oh, the lessons she learned and learned and learned. So guess what we're talking about today, y'all? Relationships. The beginning, the end, the in-between, and the purposely undefined. Joining me on this overly satisfying episode of the Tingz podcast are none other than Kash and Moe of the Kash Moe Show. Give it up for my friends, y'all, fellow Caribbeans, carnival lovers, and entrepreneurs. Lego.
How you doing, my dear?
Hi, well, right here, living, trying.
I see.
All right. So my goal for us today is to talk about each stage of the relationship escalator, which is like basically the typical progression of a connection between two people with the understanding that people may get off at different floors. So we're going to touch on like the getting to know you phase, exclusivity, marriage, and then we'll see where we're at. And then I might toss in some lightning round questions at the end if we have time. But before we get into all of that, we need to do some introductions. So Kash, you're going to start off, let the people know about you, what you do, what borough you represent, and what country you represent. And then Mo, you can do the same. She's making all these faces, y'all.
So I am Kash. I come from the best borough in the world, which is Brooklyn. What I do on the side, I am dibble and dabble in fashion. I am a fashionista to the nearest power. If I was to describe my style, it's like eccentric chic. You don't know where she gonna come. You don't know where she gonna come. You don't know what she gonna do, but she comes with it all the time.
It's so true. I need some country information. Come on, Aiti.
Oh, girl, wait. Yeah. Even though she's from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? She speaks that patois, which is Haitian patois. I wasn't born in Haiti, but who cares? I am 100% Haiti up in this Miami.
So, I am the Mo in Kash Moe Show, your friendly neighborhood Rasta. I was born in Jamaica, raised for a few years in Portmore, but I came to the Bronx when I was about 5 years old. And the Bronx is awesome because we're the only borough that has the word "the" in front of it. Bronx tier. I am a business owner and long-suffering friend of that one down there.
Yes.
We've been, friends for 20 years now going on?
Oh, she's correcting him, y'all. 23.
Yeah, 23. Can you imagine? So what I do, I kick ass and I take names.
Yo, I'm here for it. I want y'all to tell the listeners about the Kash Moe Show. Like, I want to know when and why y'all chose to start the show, what it's about, and when it airs.
So we decided to start the show. I think it's been about 4 years now. Maybe 3 or 4 years. Oh, it was a while ago. But basically what it was is that when we get together, or even when we're on the phone, we have these conversations about things, about issues that, either of us are going through. Usually involves someone of the opposite sex, so it's kind of like a relationship chat or just random shit. And our conversations were just so fucking funny to us that we were like, someone else needs to hear this. Or even like when we're out, like in public, sometimes we'll be talking amongst ourselves and we'll notice that somebody next to us ear hustling is cracking up at us talking about whatever we're talking about. So we said, all right, you know what? There is a public access, for those who know, it's BCAT, public access television in Brooklyn, where if you're a Brooklyn resident, you can go and you can tape a TV show for free. So we said, let's do that.
Okay.
So we decided to take the show. Unfortunately, because of Corona, whatever, that was closed down, so we can't do it anymore. So what we decided to do, to do it via a Zoom call. So that's what we do now. So every Wednesday at 9 p.m., we have a Zoom call, and people of our generation who I feel are underrepresented, the people born from 1980 to 1986, 87, let's say, kind of the in between millennials and Generation Xers. I feel like we're underrepresented. We're not, our issues aren't spoken about. So we invite anyone to call, anyone who follows the Kash Moe Show Instagram page. We put up the link, we call in, and it's a judgment-free zone. It's adults talking freely.
So give me the top 3 episodes or most popular episodes for 2020.
Well, one of the ones that stands out to me was the one about men showing emotion and is it okay for men to cry? That was a really good show because, again, that's something that I don't think that we really ever talk about is, men being able to freely show emotion, and not being called soft or being called a sucker or whatever the case may be. So that was a good one. That show went on for 2 hours? It's usually supposed to be an hour and a half. That went up for 2 hours. We had to get off the phone because people had shit to do.
Right.
But that was a good one.
I think one was about egos. That one was really because we don't realize how much our ego interferes in our relationships, in our everyday lives. And, you don't see it. And until, you confront it and it kind of in your face, you're just like, wait, hold up. Because most of us be like, I ain't got no ego. I don't know what you're talking about, but we all have it. And it can be the smallest little things, and we just don't see it. So that was a good
right.
Okay.
And then the friend zone one was a good one too, because we got some people who usually don't call into the show, and they called in and they give their perspective on, you know, friend zoning and guys being in the friend zone and what we're thinking when we're in the friend zone, and so that was a good one too. I think the women learned a lot that day because they didn't know that guys be plotting when they in the friend zone. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get out of there or whatever the case may be. So that was a good one.
What happened, Cash?
I was gonna say situationships was
that was one I went to.
Oh yes, damn. Honestly, it's hard to pick three good ones because we had so many good ones. Situationships was a really good one
because we were in there for hours. Like that was 2+ hours. Yeah. So I was like, oh no, I gotta make this Wednesday because I have crowned myself, well, past tense, the situationship queen. So I had to be in on that. So the title, well, the pending title for this episode is basically relationships now and then. What do you think to be like the major differences between relationships today and then like the ones of the past, like when our parents were growing up?
The way I see it, I think there's too much multitasking nowadays. And by that, I mean, when I was younger, when people dated, I only ever saw like my aunts, uncles, or even my mom only date one person.
Mm-hmm.
They dated them for, you know, a good while, at least what seemed to me like a good while as a kid. But I never saw anybody else come around whenever they were going out. I already knew who they were going out with. Like they said, oh, I'm going to the movies tonight. I already knew. Oh, she's going out with Uncle John. You know, you call him Uncle, even though he ain't your uncle, but you know what I'm saying? Yo, she's gonna and they would come around for family events. So it's like they took the time to get to know these people. And I think now it's like, okay, we go out with somebody this weekend, might go out with somebody else next weekend or in a couple weeks. And it's like, okay, we're not giving that kind of a focus on getting to know that person, that one person. It's like we're trying to find like that instant connection and that instant match. Yeah. And if it doesn't happen, you know, within a couple of weeks, we move on to try somebody else.
Cash?
I think it's called the McDonald effect to me, where we're just so, like most of, we're just so picky. And what I mean by that is like, when you think about dating, just the littlest things can get on your nerves and you just be like, you know what, bump that. This one's done. Let me get to the next one and stuff like that. I also feel like communication is dead. And I think that back then they communicated, they talked. I mean, not extensively, but they had a bond. They started talking. They got to know each other better. We don't talk. We're just busy texting or wanting a facade that we think we want. And we're people are hiding behind who they really are. So when you're dating, it's not like, okay, we're dating, like, I'm Cash, this is Mo. It's like, I'm Cash's fake representative.
Yeah.
And Mo's fake representative. And we're meeting each other's fake representative. And we just never get to really each other.
Right. Like I'm trying to be the guy that I think you want, rather than just being myself, and then let the chips fall where they fall, you know?
Oh my goodness. I'm writing this down. Yes. Okay. So that was a good segue. For the most part, so Cash and I we did a Clubhouse focus room last night, right? So for the most part, everybody who participated in the Clubhouse discussion and the IG post that I put up yesterday, they were on the same page as it pertains to the definition of dating, which in my experience has differed from someone of a previous generation. So I blended like their responses and their like the key terms together from the responses that came in, and I came up with this elaborate definition, which reads: dating is the process of consistently getting to know someone you're attracted to through calls, texts, and outings with no commitments or titles. It's an evaluation period to figure out if you like each other enough to keep doing shit together and take things to the next level. Do you agree?
I think that's absolutely perfect.
Perfect, right. So that's like 12 people's responses in one. One thing that came up last night was that I know for me, I grew up seeing a lot of commitments without the legal aspect of things. And then the marriages that I saw, they weren't successful. So I didn't grow up really wanting to, or seeing a need really to get married, right? Like I had the mindset of, you know what, like I'm cool if I just find that person and we ride out until the end and not have to get the government involved or whatever, right? Because I was used to seeing that. So we all agree on that definition of dating. So now one thing that came up was about, okay, how do you go from dating to being exclusive, if that even ever happens, right? So some people in the clubhouse room didn't have any personal experience with, I'm putting air quotes up, the question, which leads me to believe that there are others who also are looking for some insight. So Mo, from a male perspective, what's your take on the quote unquote, what are we conversation? Like, do you try to avoid it? How does it happen for you? Like, what should the women out there know who are clueless?
Honestly, that conversation makes me cringe.
Hold up. Have you shared this episode with your peoples yet? Take 5 seconds to go hit that share button. Don't worry. I'll wait.
That conversation makes me cringe. I hate it. I don't look forward to it. But honestly, you should never have to ask a guy, what are we? If you have to ask, then it's probably not what you want it to be. Because guys, what we do when there's something that we want, we let it be known. We let it be known to you and to anybody else who may ask, I want you, you want me? Okay, cool.
Kash, you have anything to add there?
I don't think you should ask the question as a woman. And the reason why I say that is because, like Mo said, if he wants to make you his woman, he will. Mm-hmm. You'll know if this is just, like we have signs in us that knows that this ain't going well or such and such ain't working out. But, because we have this thought and we like this person, we don't want to have that feeling. Even though we always have that inkling like, that man don't want me like that or such and such. Even though he might treat you well, you know it and you have that feeling. And then you're like, well, maybe I should ask him. No, you already knew. In your mind, as a woman, you just don't want to let it go because you just enjoy that person. And you're just like, they really just don't want me to be with me like that. And I don't know if it's an ego thing and then that's how you end up asking the question. And then when you ask the question and you get the answer that you know that you didn't want, inside of you already had that feeling.
Yeah, I think the important thing for people, women mostly, is that you got to question people from the gate. Like the moment that somebody says that they're interested in you, it's like, okay, but for real, like, what is it that you are looking for? What are your intentions? So that you don't have to go through all that. I see your face. So this goes multiple ways. Like one, yes, I know there are chicks out there who guys will tell them what they're down for and what they want, and then they'll go with it. And then at some point, their little mind changes, and then they decide that they want more than that. And then it becomes this thing with the guy. But then there are also, I've had this experience where, someone is interested in me and they tell me that they want to be with me. They want to be exclusive. And then, these times are going along. So I'm checking in like, okay, well, you said that this is what you wanted. I never said that I wanted it. But since you already set the stage, now I'm inquiring about your intentions and if it's going to happen, not because I'm trying to pressure you. I'm just trying to understand what it is that you're trying to do. So I know that it happens both ways, but everybody has to be honest, which is normally not the case. And I think like some might say, yeah, but the woman knew what it was from jump, but I think it's safe to how long does that last? You know what I mean? Like feelings can change over months and years. So I think it's okay for them to inquire, right? And if if the man is remaining consistent that he's not interested in an exclusive relationship, then the woman then needs to either choose to stay with it and understand what's going on, or you bounce because that's not what you want.
Right. So now the reason I made the face, which you saw, is I think you also have to take into consideration how you met this person. And what I'm saying is like Cash knows when I'm on these dating sites, he's seen the messages. Like, we'll match, and then I'll say, "Hey, how are you? I'm good." And then the next thing from her will be like, "Okay, what are you looking for?" I'm like, "Okay, first of all, slow down. I don't know you from a hole in the wall."
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, what I'm looking for could depend on the kind of person that you are. So now it's different if, like, let's say we knew each other from, social settings. I've seen you around. I've had a conversation with you. We may have mutual friends. So it's not the first time I'm seeing you. So I kind of know what kind of person you are, and I can kind of see what kind of person I want you to be in my life. Either you're going to be I think you see you as a jump off. I see you as a homie friend, or maybe somebody I could be long term with. Now, that instance, yes, you could say, okay, listen, now you're approaching me to get into something. Let me let you know what I want. What do you want? Now, but if you first meet a guy, honestly, it should just be, there shouldn't be any pretense to it.
Mm-hmm.
It should just be, okay, let me see what you're about. I'll show you what I'm about. And then after a couple of dates, then we can have that conversation about, okay, what is it you're looking for? I've been out with you a couple of times now. What's up? But when you very first meet a guy, don't ask him, because we don't know what kind of girl you are. You could be giving off, wifey vibes in your profile, but then I talk to you and then you say, okay, you know what? She sounds like a hoe. So I'm put in that category. There's caveats to that. What are you looking for? Question. You got to consider the context that you ask it in.
All right, we're going to shift a little bit. So once couples make it to that exclusive stage, right, there's like another set of situations that they have to think about. So one of those things is social media presence. So real quick, do you prefer to keep your relationships off social media, or do you like to put them on display, and explain why?
Okay, I'm definitely off social media. The reason why is that besides me being a very private person, I feel like social media is just that, social media.
Mm-hmm.
And it's entertainment to me. And that's my own personal opinion. That's my own personal life. So whoever I'm with, that's personal to me. Mm-hmm. And those things I don't want to parade in social media. Like, it's nobody's business. And whoever knows already. So why do I have to parade it on a social media platform to feed into the entertainment for everybody else?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. You out here, entertaining people like, oh, look who I'm dating. No, I feel just like that too. I'm like, listen, social media to me, I don't take it that serious. I didn't grow up with it. This is something new for me. You know what I'm saying? So my life doesn't revolve around keeping everybody on social media up to date with what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I said before, honestly, there's some people out here who doesn't want to see you win. So when you post your girl and you tag her, there might be motherfuckers, in the inbox like, oh, you dating him? Oh, he. Listen, that to me, that's private. Like, now, if I'm getting married,
yeah,
I'll be like, okay, yeah, me and so we're married now, boom. But other than that, it's like, that's not for social media. If you happen to see in a picture with me hugging up and you ask me who that, I'm be like, oh yeah, that's my girl. But I'm not gonna be tagging her like, oh, me and honey went here, me and boo boo went there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's for me. I don't want social media's approval, and I don't want their bad-mindedness. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Somebody try to put some juju on me and shit to make my relationship fail because they don't want to see me win. So, if you happen to see her on my Instagram page or my Facebook page, then you happen to see her. If not, okay, same thing.
That was a pretty consistent response last night. Some people like when, their significant other shows them off. They like for people to see that they are spoken for, while they don't think that there needs to be a whole bunch of details, but they like to basically be showed off. And then people also said that they like to see the love, and seeing that there's a connection with other people kind of gives them hope. So there were some differences in responses last night. All right, moving on again. Let's do this lightning round right quick. So I'm gonna just say a statement, a question, and then Kash, you'll start and you answer, then Mo, you go. And then for the next question, Mo, you start, then Cassandra will go. Okay, real quick. Okay. So are you for or against kissing on the first date?
For it.
Okay, Mo?
For it. I'm a gentleman, so I won't push it, but I am for it.
Okay. All right, Mo. What's the longest you've dated someone without a commitment?
What year are we in now? 2020. The longest I've actively dated somebody without a commitment, like on a regular basis.
Yeah. Whatever.
I think maybe like maybe 12, 13 months.
Okay. Cash?
5 years off and on.
Ooh.
My
I wasn't ready.
My
for
answer is 7.5 years. So, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Okay. Cool. My question is, well, hold on. When you say date, you're talking about like consistently talking, going out with, and
yeah, you're doing everything, but you're just not. You've never made it official.
Ooh, that's a long time. 5
Yeah,
years.
boy. I know.
7 years.
I told you, situationship queen. All right, Cash.
About to you.
Big wedding, private ceremony, or no wedding?
No wedding.
Mo?
If I was to ever get married, it's gonna be a big ras clot deal because they're gonna be like, "Who's getting married? Mo? Oh, I gotta go to this." So it would have to be a big ass wedding. I'm probably gonna have Byron Lee and the Dragoneers perform.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be a big deal because I'm gonna do it one time and that's it. So it's gonna be a big blowout event. It's gonna be like a Jamaican version of an Indian wedding. It's gonna be over 3 days. It's gonna be food, dancing, all kind of things. So I'm gonna go all out.
All right, I'm there. All right, last question. Mo first. Dating someone with kids, a big no-no, or I'll allow it, or it depends on the kids. Kid or kids.
It depends on the kids and the relationship with the baby father.
I like that. Cash?
It depends on how old those kids are because they've been in middle school or older than that.
No newborns?
You are younger than school age. We are not messing. Have a nice day. We can be friends.
I can't. And to end on this last question, what characteristics help you determine that someone you're dating is not for you?
Want me to go first?
Sure.
If whenever I see her name pop up on my phone, I'm like, this bitch. I've dated a girl like that, and I know she really wanted to date me, but like our personalities clashed, and our conversations were just like it was almost always an argument. I'm like, I can't talk to you. I don't get any joy. Yeah, the energy drain. Like I felt myself like tired after we had a conversation on the phone. I had to go to sleep because I'm like, this bitch is just a succubus.
Oh, Sandra.
For me, because you date people and sometimes the vibe's not there, but you still, deal with it. For me, it's like, if you can't, how do I say this? I'm a creative. And if you can't vibe with my creativity or you just ignore it and you're not there to like encourage me or we flow and we have convo and different things like that, you might as well go. If I feel like you're kind of a burden and you're not helping my growth or you want to be a part of my growth, then why are you here?
Yeah.
Gotta add something to you.
Yeah. Someone said last night, and I don't know if it's just because we are basically almost the same person, but they were like, once I feel like I'm doing most of the legwork and pulling more weight just to do anything, I know I gotta go. Like you may have been doing well for some time, but people tend to get comfortable.
And they fall back a little bit.
Fall back, like, no. This is not how this works. It's supposed to be like an equal foot, and that's when I gotta go. I got to go. Or when I realize that certain values don't line up, we're not on the same page with. Nah, boo. All right, we could go all night, but we're gonna pause here so that y'all can promote the show, let everybody know where to find you. What happened?
I said we should do a part 2 sometime.
Oh yeah, we got to. There's so much to cover. All right, go. Where can everybody find y'all at?
Everybody can find us on Instagram at Kash Moe Show. We also have a YouTube channel, which is Kash Moe Show on YouTube, where you can find all the old shows that were on Brick. My Instagram is Queen Cashy if you just want to see, the fashions. And Queen_Cashy. Mo can give his business, but please, every Wednesday night, 9 p.m., doesn't matter if you come through late, doesn't matter if you use your phone, come through, say your opinion. It is a judgment-free zone. We say stuff that we wouldn't say ordinary regular time, and you learn a lot about people, and it's really interesting to listen to other people's perspectives on things.
All right. Thank y'all. Mo, drive safe. Lieta.
Will do. Later.
Bye.
Before we get off this thing, I got to hit you with the reflective prompts. I need you to think about some things. It's the things that make it go, So, if you're single AF, what do you want out of a relationship? Are you mentally, emotionally, physically, and some might even say financially ready to be in a committed relationship? If you're considering or engulfed in a situationship, are you cut out for a no strings dynamic? Is the person or persons you're interested in capable of handling a no strings relationship? Are you settling for something you don't really want due to impatience? Are you hoping your interests will change their mind? How transparent are you with each other? What are the expectations when out in public? Is your situationship hush-hush, or is it okay if other people are in the know? Is traveling together on the list of acceptable activities? Is meeting family a no-no? If your feelings change and you admit to them that you want a commitment, but their feelings remain the same, what's your game plan? You staying or you peacing out? And then for my people who are spoken for in committed relationships, have you and your significant other talked about children yet? Do you both want them? Do you not want them? Is there a difference in opinions? Are you both on the same page when it comes to tying the knot? All right, I'm going to stop there. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Special thanks to everyone who participated in the podcast prep sessions via IG and Clubhouse. Your dating input was invaluable. And of course, we cannot forget to thank the Kash Moe duo. Later, y'all.
Liking what you hear? Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Visit www.tingsnice.com.